Hey, what is up, you guys? It's here back with another video and wishing you a happy new year. New Year's here. 2024 has come and gone, and we are now in 2025. And I thought, what a better way than to showcase my collection, wrapping up the year of 2024. Now, the last time I showed my collection, it was actually quite a while ago. And so there has been a few changes here and there. The last one I showed was my Marvel Legends and my DC Multiverse shelf. And as you can see, there's a few changes here. I don't have the Justice League sort of setup, the whole DCEU thing going on right now. I do have a display setup that I'm planning to do with that. It's just not here at the moment. I do have a Batman setup over here, and then a Spider-Man Marvel Legends setup over there as well. But this Marvel Legends shelf has changed a lot since then. So we'll be taking a look at that today. How we get into it? So yeah, starting off with the Marvel Legends shelf over here, this is really my favorite part of my collection. There's just something about the MCU Marvel Legends figures that I absolutely love. And I love, putting them all together and having this sort of endgame looking setup over here. If you don't remember the last, or if you haven't checked it out, you should. But I had a previous video, I think it was in 2023, that showed off these Marvel Legends collection. It has changed a little bit since then. I've added a few extra characters. How about we get into it? We'll start off on the left side over here, where we got my kind of X-Men setup going on. We got Colossus there. That's brand new. I just did a review on that. If you haven't checked it out, it was my previous review, so go check it out. And then we do have the Negasonic Teenage Warhead over here. These two look great together. As I said in that Colossus video, though, I want to see more X-Men characters. So Hasbro, if you're listening, please create more X-Men characters. And this was my previous Hugh Jackman Wolverine over here. I have this new Tiger Stripe one, which is the best one so far because it's the comic book looking one. So that's the one I'm going to be sticking with for Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I just thought, might as well use this and maybe turn it into that whole Deadpool and Wolverine skit, if you want to call it that, with Henry Cavill being Wolverine, because Henry Cavill is a favorite actor of mine. I loved him as Superman, and it was such a delight to see him in that movie. So I thought, it would be a good way to call out that and kind of have that same sort of shot, the back shot of him when Deadpool first comes across him. So anyway, yeah, pretty cool. I like that kind of setup going on over there. But as I said, we need more X-Men characters. Speaking of X-Men, there is Professor X right over there. And yeah, nothing's really changed with him. Still looks pretty good. I like him. And then obviously you got Wolverine and Deadpool over here. More of the newer sort of figures from this lineup here. And yeah, they look great. I absolutely love how he looks, specifically the Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I know that his colors are pretty bright, but I think that's what's great about it, is that it kind of stands out among the rest of the darker looking characters. So he looks really good here, and I like how I have Deadpool behind him there a little bit. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Going to the back over here, you can see Scarlet Witch is there, and then Vision is right behind her. Always got to keep that pair together. I loved the WandaVision show, and you have the bit of the more updated Scarlet Witch there from Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Those two look pretty good together. Nothing much else to say about it. Oh yeah, and I have her in that sort of sorcerer pose that she had in that movie. So that looks pretty cool. Yeah, she does have the dark hold there as well. And then behind her, you can see, if you can peer into the back there, there is Magneto. And that is the Foxverse Magneto, because obviously we didn't have a MCU Magneto yet. And yeah, he looks pretty cool. I do want to kind of perch him up a little bit more up there, because there's kind of some empty space at the top. And it'll help visual appeal of this display a little bit. So I'm probably going to be moving him up. Then underneath him, we have newer edition. That's Photon. The Marvels I wasn't a huge fan of, but as I said, I loved WandaVision. Monica Rambeau was a pretty good character in that show. She was also a key character in that show, so I thought, the figure is good. I've seen reviews of it. The figure is a good figure, so might as well add her on here as well and sort of complete that WandaVision sort of setup. Quicksilver here as well. Once again, going to that WandaVision. This isn't the WandaVision Quicksilver though, but that was the one from the Foxverse. Evan Peters. Yeah, this one is the guy who just played Kraven, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Behind him there is Cable, and he looks cool as well too. Cable's a cool character, and I love that figure. Then above them is the 3 Spider-Man. This looks great. Absolutely love this. Love that Spider-Man with the arms going out. Looks awesome. You got the Andrew Spider-Man there, which is great, and the Toby Spider-Man there, which is great as well too. I don't know why this is so blurry right now, but anyway, you can see the 3 of them up there. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. I had the same sort of thing going on with my last display, where it's all the portals going on in the background. So you can see over here, he's coming out of the New York, and you have a Doc Ock arm coming out from it as well too. And then in this portal here, it's Titan. So from Infinity War, that's where they were. And then in front of them here, you have Daredevil and Punisher. Really excited for the new Daredevil series. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be as good as the original, but, you know, I'm glad to see Daredevil and Punisher back at it. And I'm probably going to get the new figures when they come out, just because, you know, like, I still think these OG figures are really good, but it's honestly going to depend, because if the sculpting detail is really nice on it, because I know on a lot of these newer figures, it is really nice. So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I still really do like these figures a lot, and they match in very well with the rest of these guys. So, we'll see. I'll probably just keep these guys. But anyway, we have Moon Knight over here, and then behind him is Mr. Knight as that second personality. And yeah, he's a pretty cool figure as well too. I just love the design of Moon Knight. He's like DC's Batman as well, so he's great. And then beside Moon Knight over here, we got She-Hulk. Yeah, as I said in the previous collection video, not a big fan of the show, but I'm a fan of this figure. This figure turned out really well. And I'm a fan of She-Hulk in general. And I think, you know, the actor played her very well. I forget her name as well, too. But yes, great figure, not such a great show. And then obviously front and center here, we got the core Avengers, being Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. And these guys look great together. They're all in their Endgame look. So, big fan of that. And also, this was also a big change from the last one, too, was the Broken Shield. This was a third party that made it. And I bought it at a toy convention. It's pretty cool. Love the way it looks. It really just captured that Endgame cap look. So that's great. And then, yeah, the bottom over here, I haven't really gone through these, but just like pieces of rubble. It's all like a diorama base. Explosion there. Infinity Gauntlet there. Well, actually, that's the Nano Gauntlet. And then broken Avengers logo there from the Avengers compound. And then on this side, actually, how about we go on the back first? So this is the whole villain setup is all in the back here. That portal behind there is Asgard. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be destroyed by the time Endgame comes around, but it's just an iconic location. So figured probably good to have it there. We have Tony Stark. Well, I shouldn't say Tony Stark. I should say Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. We haven't gotten his look yet, but I would assume that he's going to have sort of like an infamous Iron Man look. So that's what I went with there. We got Thanos up front over here. This is all like mainly the main Avengers villains is how I set it up over here. So you got Ultron, you got the Black Order behind them over there as well. Kang, which never ended up becoming Avengers villain, but you know, one can dream, I guess. And then Loki. And that figure is pretty cool as well too. There's been a few versions of Loki, but I actually really like that version. That's the Infinity War one. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Okay, and then on this side over here, we do have Black Panther at the start over here, and he looks great. I love his purple highlights, and it goes well with the Shuri Black Panther, which is right behind him. And then behind Shuri is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm thinking about getting the Giant Man figure because I think it would make a cool dynamic with all the smaller figures and, make it more visually appealing, but we'll see. And then behind him, there's Louise, kind of out of place, but I don't know. I might remove him from here. I'm not, if I can't find a good place for him, I'm probably going to remove him from here. It's just weird to me where he's like in front and center there, but I guess it's a cool joke. It's a cool joke. We'll just keep him where he is for now. Behind Louise is Namor, and then you have a bit of the Black Panther set up there. Behind him is Wakanda. There's that portal, which is pretty cool. Okoye is there as well too. You got War Machine in his concept armor look. This one's pretty cool. I like that one. Along with Rescue, which is Pepper Potts. And then next to her there is the start of the Young Avengers. I do want to build that out slowly as they bring on the new characters. We have Kate Bishop and Miss Marvel, which is nice. And then we'll go into the back here. We got Doctor Strange, and he's next to the portal to the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is cool. And yeah, that Doctor Strange is a cool figure. I like how he's propped up there. And then we have Wong, the iconic Wong. And then next to him there is Taskmaster and Ghost and U.S. Agent. This is all starting to build out a Thunderbolt shelf because that movie's coming out next year. I probably will get a few figures from that just to build out that team. And then, yeah, we got Winter Soldier here. We got, his name is blanking on me right now. Baron Zemo, that's his name, Baron Zemo. We got Falcon over here, and I always like this look. It's a more military look for Falcon, and he's kind of like sprawled out, flying over there. I might move him up a little bit, just so it takes out that negative space up top there. And then we got Captain Marvel, same look as the last time, nothing changed there. Nick Fury, that's the newest addition to the collection there. I'm actually pretty happy with that figure, and I have an actual like Avengers looking Nick Fury rather than the one, the younger looking one that I had previously. And then we have Guardians of the Galaxy over here, and I am so happy about this one because I finally went ahead and got the Drax and the Mantis, and they look great together, and I absolutely love this. It's the full team all together there. So we got Gamora, we got Nebula, we got Star-Lord, we got Mantis, Drax, Groot, and Rocket. So very happy with that, and finally completed the team there. And yeah, they look great together. And then obviously we have America's Ass Captain America there, just the second Captain America from the Endgame movie. My whole thing with this was that it was almost like he got caught in the portal and brought into the Endgame setup. So he's just like, wow, that's a lot of heroes there. Because yeah, that was the Captain America when the Avengers first started. So anyway, yeah, that is the whole Endgame setup there with all my Marvel Legends MCU figures. And as I've said in the previous video, absolutely love this thing so much. It's a great setup, and it showcases all the different characters from throughout the films. And it's just great to see them all together in one. And yeah, like I know other people like to create a sort of setup going throughout the movies where you have doubles of the characters. But for this, my whole thing is like I kind of like it when it's just having one of each character. I say that, and then there's a double of Wolverine there, and then a double of Captain America. But those ones are just like as a joke, right? Kind of like a little Easter egg, if you will. But yeah, I like it having one of each, doing just a whole, giant sort of Endgame lineup. So yeah. Now moving a little bit into DC territory, this is my whole DC Multiverse setup for now. As I said before, I do have a Justice League with like the Batmobile and everything. You can see it in the previous video. I have swapped them out a lot with McFarlane's figures now too. But yeah, I'm just in the process of getting a display going for that one. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to do a little video on that one as well too. But here we got the whole Batman Legacy collection, if you will. And this was mainly inspired by McFarlane doing that six-pack Batman of all the Batmans throughout the films. And these look great together. I absolutely love this because Batman is my favorite character. Yeah, I love pretty much every single iteration of him. So it's great to have all the different movie versions at least. So starting at the left over here, we got the Flash Batman. And this is Michael Keaton's Batman, his portrayal from that movie. This is a great figure. Absolutely love this thing. They really knocked it out of the park with this one. It looks a lot like he did in the movie. Yeah, but the one problem with it is that the movie didn't really do all that well. But it is great to have an older Michael Keaton Batman in this collection here. We have Robert Pattinson Batman. This is a great figure. The original McFarlane one wasn't too great, and I think that's mainly because of the cape. It was a plastic cape before, and now it is cloth. So I personally think it looks a lot better, and it has a better sort of silhouette, if that's what you want to call it. The head sculpt specifically, something changed about it since removing that plastic cape, so it looks more like the film, which I like. And also no side eyes in this one either, so looks great. You have the bat signal. It came with that set there, and so it's a nice centerpiece with everything. You get Christian Bale's Batman. This one's cool. I like this one a lot as well. I actually did a review on the six-pack Batman, so be sure to check that out. You got Ben Affleck's Batman over here. This is a bit of a newer one. This is the BVS style. Love this. And I also did some adjustments on it with the gold highlights over there. That looks great. And then going to this side here, we got Michael Keaton from the 1989 Batman film. So that one's great. Although we do have two Michael Keatons now. They're kind of different iterations of Batman, I would think. But then we have Val Kilmer's Batman here. And then behind him is George Clooney's Batman. And then behind him is Jason O'Mara's Batman. And if you don't know who that Batman is, he basically did the voice for a lot of the animated stuff. Animated DC films, to be exact. And then over here, we have the one and only Adam West. This is probably one of my favorite figures of the year. It was a really good figure. I did a review on it, and he really does stand out next to all the other Batman figures in here. He just has, I guess, the brighter colors. It's all dark, but he looks really good as well, too. I really like this figure. It's got a great likeness, and I love those hands that he comes with, where he can do the bat dance. Then front and center over here, we got the Batman that is deserving of being front and center, and that to me is Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy will always be the greatest Batman. He'll always be the Batman voice that pops in my head every time I read a Batman comic. Absolutely great Batman actor, and sort of like celebrity, I guess. And he'll always be a Batman to me. And so I thought having him front and center here would be a good way to, showcase his legacy on all the other Batmans. Although Adam West did come before, and I think also Michael Keaton did as well. But anyway, he's Batman to me. That's it. I'm going to stop boasting about it. But we have on the right, it's the animated series Batman. And he's got that cape. And this is like the little... the base. It was like the deluxe set that you could get from McFarlane, where he was on top of the building. It's from the intro sequence of the Batman animated series episodes or TV show. And then on the left over here is the Arkham Batman. This is the Arkham City Batman. That's the Batman that got me into Batman. So, although I think the more iconic Kevin Conroy Batman is the animated series, for me, the iconic Kevin Conroy Batman is Arkham. So that's why I have that one there. And so, that's the Batman Legacy display. Going into my Spider-Man setup now, this is just, Marvel Legends, MCU or cinematic Spider-Man figures all packed into one. And sort of my thing is that I love Spider-Man, but I feel like the villains shouldn't be in the shelf that all the other, Marvel characters are down here. So I kind of created their own setup, and I'm just building it out to build the Sinister Six and Spider-Man with all of his villains that have been portrayed in live action. So yeah, right now I think the only two I'm going to be missing is the Electro and the Lizard, which was just announced, so I have that one on pre-order. But once those two are added in, I think this display is going to be perfect. But anyway, we got Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Miles Morales up top here. And Miles Morales just has the hat from Nick Fury that I just got, and he has a scarf with him as well too. These two look great together. The one Spider-Man on the left, that's the final swingsuit Spider-Man. He's the coolest costume, I think, or my favorite at least, out of all the live action Spider-Man. And it's the most comic book like, I think, and it looks really good next to all the cinematic figures over here. And then the Miles Morales is the Gamerverse version. So yeah, like it's that figure specifically too. Well, this one, it does have a extra detail in it, so it looks more cinematic as well too. So I think these two blend really well together. And once again, going in with the imagination of like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, meeting up with a Miles Morales. So I think it works here really well, and I like how they look next to all the villains. And so talking about the villains here, we got Venom. Yeah, the last movie, I didn't watch it, and I heard it didn't do very well. But this figure is really good. And yeah, there's nothing really much else to say about that. I love the figure. Venom's an iconic villain, so I have him up here with the two Spider-Men. So that's great. Carnage, I did do a review on. Be sure to check that one out. It's a great figure. Just a little bit too big, in my opinion, but that's how it was kind of done in the movie. So it is movie accurate, but really detailed. I just wish it was a lot smaller. But yeah, whatever though. Still looks great. So cool with all the tendrils coming out over there. Yeah, pretty cool. You got Sandman here. You got a little block of sand coming out from there. And yeah, he's about to attack Spider-Man. That's a pretty cool figure. I like that one a lot. The detail on it is very nice for it being a huge block of sand. Above him is Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock. And yeah, he's great as well too. I love this figure a lot. The bendy arms are really good on this one. And yeah, I love Spider-Man 2. I grew up on Spider-Man 2, and Doc Ock was one of my favorite villains. So here he is. He's great. He's a great villain. He's a great villain and a great looking figure. Next to him is Kingpin. So we haven't seen this Kingpin with Spider-Man yet, but I'm sure it's going to come down the line with all the talk about Spider-Man 4 and that. And Kingpin in general, becoming a bigger villain. He's also Spider-Man's villain in the comics. He started out as Spider-Man's villain, so I figured he would look really good up here, and I would like to imagine that someday we're going to get Tom Holland's Spider-Man against Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. So they look, yeah, he looks pretty good here. Then they look pretty cool together. And then next to him is Green Goblin. Got the mask going on over there. Green Goblin's an iconic Spider-Man villain. I loved him from the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man. And yeah, he's just an iconic villain. There's nothing really much else to say about that. And the figure's really good. It's got the cool glider. It's a cool looking pose over there. I love the mask. Next to him is Mysterio. Mysterio, once again, another cool villain. I love Jake Gyllenhaal's interpretation, or I guess you would call it portrayal of Mysterio. And yeah, looks pretty good as well. And then you got Norman Osborn over there, Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn. And yeah, I just figured I had the suited body, so might as well make a Norman Osborn next to the Green Goblin, because it's kind of like a Moon Knight situation where they're kind of like a multi-personality thing. Yeah, the Goblin, he's got the mind Goblin. Anyway, you got Vulture behind him over there. I'm hoping to do a bit of a better display than this, because he's kind of like pushed in the corner over there. I'm hoping maybe if I can get him up a little bit, just so he's more prominent in this display. But I'm sure it'll come together as I get more characters like the Lizard. He'll probably have to take up a bigger space. And then we got J. Jonah Jameson, which I will always view as a Spider-Man villain. And he belongs in this display with the rest of the villains. So yeah, that's the Spider-Man collection over there. I love how this is. And yeah, you can see the background is a bit of a New York alleyway sort of diorama, or building top, whatever you want to call it. And I think it works well with these figures. Yeah, so that's about it. Just a quick little, well, actually this isn't really a quick video, but just a video, you know, showcasing some of the collection, what it looks like right now, if you guys were curious. Yeah, it's been a pretty good year. I'm hoping for the best in 2025 with Superman coming out. I'm probably going to be starting a whole other collection on that, you know, creating my DC version of this MCU display over here, having David Cornsweet's Superman, and then all the other superhero characters that are already going to show up in that movie. I'm sure McFarlane's going to do a bunch of those figures, and that's going to be a whole other display. I can't wait to get started on that one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my collection in the comments below. If you have any ideas on what I could do to make it look cooler. Let me know some of your New Year's resolutions, maybe some figures you're planning to pick up, some collections you're starting to or wanting to start. And yeah, I guess we'll leave it right there. So as every YouTuber begs you to do, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.